Hey everyone, this is Rob.
Hey, I'm Michelle.
And welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. Alright, so this week up on the Crockpot, we have, of course, as always, the account update. So we'll be sharing with you everything that's been going on with us and our accounts this week. And it's probably going to be a lot more of the same, but actually Michelle does have some pretty cool updates there. And then
I do? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. And then, of course, we'll be rolling right into the actual update for this week. So there's going to be quite a few next changes and updates. Not too many changes in general, mostly just updates and fixes for next, but we'll be going over all that.
Cool.
And then we'll be reviewing some of leagues. So that's actually really exciting. It's coming up in just about a week. So 6 days from now when we're recording this and when it's releasing on Thursday. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be that. Also a new video teaser for leagues from Jimmy. So another content creator. And I thought it was really funny.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. They did it with a few other people, including Settled and Framed. And I thought it was really well done.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we'll be going over and finishing with, of course, as always, our Q&A. We have a few questions from the Discord as well as Instagram, so we'll be going over those and maybe even some from the Reddit if we have any time.
Cool, sounds good.
Yeah, but before we get into any of that, Michelle, how's it going?
Well, I was struggling to remember anything I've done, but yeah, I guess I did actually do a lot of stuff this week. So on my GIM, which yes, I played the GIM.
I know, that's why I said you had. That's why I said you had some big news because you actually played the GIM for once this year.
Yeah, well, it was bigger news than just playing the GIM. I got my graceful.
Actually, for once this year, that's funny. I didn't even mean to say that, but that's actually true.
We recorded last week, and that was this year.
No, I'm saying you haven't played your GIM this year.
Yes, I have. I played it last week when we recorded.
That doesn't count.
Okay, whatever.
we
last year, but
we don't count recording sessions, all right?
Yes, we do. So I got my full graceful yesterday, which was
pretty
exciting.
Yeah, nice.
I was more excited about playing the GIM because we did what we used to do back in the day. We went on a walk and we talked about RuneScape the entire time.
Yeah,
we did. It made me want to go and play. So that was really fun. I also, while I was doing that, I was AFKing-ish the Nightmare Zone on my main. I was streaming while doing both of these.
You need to imbue all your helmets, right?
Yeah, I did. And I was able to imbue both my Slayer helms. So now I have 3 fancy imbued ones.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was in the Nightmare Zone for like 6 hours yesterday total. I went in multiple times while streaming.
Well, I think it's good either way for you because you still need to get up your combat quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I got my attack on my main, I think, up 1 level. I think it's 94 now.
That's pretty good.
Something like that.
I mean, it's getting pretty close. At least you're over halfway.
Yeah,
What about the other ones, though?
Let me look up for sure. But I do like the shared combat with the whip.
Oh,
so I'm not training any specific skill.
So it takes like forever.
Yeah. So so my attack's at 93, my strength's at 95, my defense is at 93.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I remember, it's funny, I remember at one point you were like way further ahead of me because like I took a really long break or something like that. I forgot what I did. Or maybe I was just skilling, I don't know.
But then you started actually training them where I'm just doing the shared combat while I do random stuff.
Yeah, and then I found the
Firewatch Sentinels.
Yeah, the most insane AFK method. So I've just been doing that forever and now it's not even close anymore.
Yeah, no. It's fine though. I'm not trying to train them up. If it happens, obviously I'll be happy, but it's not something I'm actively trying to do.
Yeah, I think that's honestly like one of the funnier, like more interesting things like throughout the, I guess, years at this point of like our mains is like how it'll switch between like who is like playing more and has more experience and stuff like that, and then
it's always switching.
Who isn't. Yeah, it's like I'll play for a little bit and then I think at first like you were really ahead of me because I like kind of took a break like really early on.
No, you were ahead of me before you took your break, and your break is when I finally surpassed you.
Yeah, because I took like I think months off at that point.
You did,
and then I came back and like came back with like a vengeance or something.
I still have a higher total level than you though.
No, yeah, you've always had
a lot.
You've always had a higher total level than me. That's for sure.
Not before your break. Your break ruined everything. You played yourself.
That was still really early on. I think that was like barely 15 or 1600 total, which is
at the time it felt insane.
Yeah. No, yeah, you definitely far surpassed me in total level though. It's like not even close.
Yeah, I'm like 2000 something now.
Yeah. I think I'm only like 1950 or something around there on my main.
Getting closer.
Yeah, I just don't really play that much besides combat, so I get levels, but they're very slow, so I actually just have like a lot of experience, and that's about it. I think it's kind of crazy. I think I almost have 120 million, which is quite a bit more than I remember having last time I checked.
Yeah, my main has 167 million.
Yeah, but
Like,
we can't count your farming because that's cheating.
we 100% should count my farming because I had to suffer through it to
I
get
think
my
after
37
99
mil.
we can't count your farming.
No, I have 34.8 mil. We're counting that. I had to do this.
All right.
But yeah, on the GIM I got the Graceful. I was also doing Tempros a little bit yesterday, which was fun. Haven't been Tempros in a second. I got the Tome of Water like really quickly.
Yeah, it's funny. She was asking me if it's good, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of good if you use water spells, but I don't think anyone really uses it too much, honestly.
I'll use it since I have it.
Yeah,
and it's good to just have a magic book thing, whatever.
Yeah.
A shield
I mean,
slot.
it's definitely better to have it than to not have it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But it's not the coolest thing I could have gotten.
Yeah, it's no fire tome, is I guess mainly what most people think of.
Well, yeah, but I'm not even at Wintertime. I still haven't gotten 50 fire making on my GIM.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, actually.
I know, I'm just putting it off now. But yeah, so did Tempros and that, and then on my main, I went and did all the different God Wars to do the mini quest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Robert actually did too.
We both did the mini quest, the Frozen Door. Actually, quite a few of us did because we did it on stream.
Yeah, Ivory and Zancudo joined us.
Yeah, we had
for some of them.
Yeah, for some of them. So we did all the bosses, actually a few times. I think we did them all at least 5 times.
No, we did like the first 2 5 times, and then the other ones were like, all right, this is taking forever. Let's just get 1 each and then leave.
Yeah, because
we did technically have to do like 4 whenever there's all of us to each get the kill count, but we weren't staying longer.
Yeah, I think in total between all 4 of the God Wars bosses, we probably got like, I don't know, like 15 KC or something total.
Yeah, probably.
So not too much. We didn't get any like drops or anything like that.
Definitely not.
We definitely lost money because the price of restore potions are crazy right now.
Ooh, I was lucky. I already had a bunch of restores from doing Jad before that I just haven't sold back.
Yeah, I bought some super restores, and then I bought some Sandfuse serums, and Sandfuse are like almost 40k gold whenever I bought them.
No.
Which is kind of insane because they used to be like, I think 13 or 14k at
They were always a little expensive.
They're definitely by far the most expensive because you need like quite a bit of other materials that are just crazy expensive to begin with.
Yeah.
Like nail beast nails and stuff like that. But
God.
Since what's it called? Since Next came out, they just like skyrocketed because everyone. Well, you don't need Sandfuse, but you can use them instead of supers. So I think people do that sometimes, and that just the price of both of them went crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad that I already owned a bunch, but now I'm definitely running lower.
Yeah.
But the reason we did the mini quest is because we tried Next.
Yeah, we wanted to unlock Next. Well, mainly Michelle did, and I was there because she needed help with the God Wars bosses.
But he still tried it too.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously solo them, but it's just so much easier with someone else.
Yeah, no, it saved us so much time.
Yeah, it's just way better that way. So I decided to knock it out as well.
Yeah. And Next was hard.
Yeah.
We were in a mass world. Let's start off with that. We were not trying this solo or in a small group because we're not insane.
Yeah, definitely not.
We also did not want to read through every single mechanic.
Yeah, like I had a general idea, except for the very last phase, which is kind of funny because I think that I don't know if I died in the last phase, but like I had people yelling at me in the last phase because I guess you're not supposed to run away when she chases you.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I also didn't know whenever she's taking the blood from you that you are supposed to run away. I got them confused. I was staying in place for that one, just getting smacked a lot.
Yeah, I have no idea on the last phases mechanics, but the first 3 phases are pretty easy.
Yeah, they're easy in Mass World, we should say, because you just follow everyone. And it's really easy to tell what everyone's doing.
Well, even not in Mass World, I think the mechanics themselves are easy. It's just like
her hit points are mega high, and it's hard to actually do anything.
Yeah, and neither of us have max gear or anything like that. Yeah. So.
But it was really cool, actually. I think I have like 15 total kill counts. I got 13 the first night. Not all in one trip. I think I had to get out of it like 3 times. I died once because... I had so much food left too, so it was really disappointing because there was tons of people in that world. And I was actually so annoyed because I had tons of food, but Next did like her little ice prison, and I guess I was standing in a spot where the ice went up and hit me, and then I was trapped with her, and she killed me.
Yeah, it was pretty much a death sentence when that happened.
Yes, exactly, which sucks because I had so much food and stuff left, and then I was like, okay, I don't want to go kill a bunch of mages and have to go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it, actually. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool boss. Overall, I definitely didn't dislike it or anything like that, and it was pretty fun. I definitely was underestimating how much damage she did, and so
I thought she was going to deal more damage. She still deals a lot. I just thought I'd be able to do like only 1 kill each on mass. So I was surprised that sometimes they could do like 2 to 5.
I thought I would have been able to stay there a lot longer because I did see some like players streaming it or making videos where they were able to stay there, and I don't know how many kills they had, but in the top left, their like total ancient kills count or whatever like that was like in the hundreds. And so I was like, oh, okay, so you can stay here for like ever essentially.
Yeah, I think it
That was
also
not the
depends
case.
on the world because we definitely were not in the correct world initially.
Yeah, initially we were in definitely not the right world.
He like found someone on Reddit that I guess they were having like a private instance world basically, and we didn't know. And we went once, and there was actually like quite a few people. But then they all just like kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
I guess that they were all going into a private instance and we didn't know. And we are like, what's happening?
Yeah. There's still like, 10 to 15 people there. So it wasn't like bad.
Whenever I was
like
doing
that.
it, everyone was slowly leaving until I was the only one left there.
Yeah. But there's still a ton of people still massing it. But it's just on World 1.
Yeah, you can also go to the Barbarian Assault world. I think that's the one I was in because in the like house party world or whatever that one is it the house? No, it's the trade world. And that one, there was so much people in it that I couldn't get in. Yeah, there's actually a max.
Yeah, they limited it. It used to be a limit of 80, and then they reduced it to 60, I think.
Yeah, that's probably how people were getting so many kills before, all the streamers you saw.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, if you're looking for it, just go and look at the worlds with like the most amount of people in them, and you'll probably be able to find one. You're able to check and see how many people are in the room before you join.
Yeah,
which makes it way easier.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the Barbarian Assault world was the one I had the most luck on. But yeah, I think... Oh no, I did a couple of other things. I also... After doing Next that one day, I was like, okay, well now I kind of want to do like more bosses, but I didn't know what to do. I tried to do the Chaos Elemental. I got 2 kills, almost got a 3rd when I got PK'd.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to report someone because what they said as I was dying was not cool.
Sick.
So that was fun. But
the always welcoming PK community.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you can't just kill me like normal and do like sit or whatever. They were way too much. And then I also did Sarachnis with Ninja, and that was fun.
Oh yeah, you're having some trouble with Sarachnis, right?
I was having some trouble with Sarachnis. I don't even know why. I think it's just because I was streaming and talking at the same time, so I'm not really paying attention fully.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I also was streaming Phasmophobia for the first time.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And I'm shocked that I did not get 0 people watching the entire time.
Yeah, you actually had like a decent amount of people that have come to watch your Phasmo streams.
Yeah, there was at least one person who said that they could not watch while I was streaming that, which I understand. It's scary.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, I was surprised that people were actually watching. And it's a fun game. It's just scary. But if anyone ever wants to play with me, like hit me up. I don't play alone. I physically cannot make myself do it.
Yeah, whenever she plays alone, she like, at least the first few times especially, she would just like stop playing. Yeah. Like almost right away.
I tried playing alone the other day, like on stream, and I realized probably one of the reasons people like watching me play Phasmo is because they can use bits to do noise things to freak me out. Like when I'm alone, multiple times people played one where it just says run and then starts playing music and and I get so scared I think it's a ghost talking to me and I start running out of the house.
Yeah. That's definitely the ghost talking to you.
Yeah. The ghosts talk to you, okay?
Yeah,
you'll say stuff and they'll say, go away.
They're actually just carrying a boombox around.
The music starts and by then my adrenaline's already going and I'm out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was trying to play solo. I tried once each time that I streamed it. And I was never able to finish a complete round. The first time I died. And then and then the other times I just got freaked out. And then I was just like using people in the chat as an excuse like, oh my god, you want to play? Yeah, let me just exit this game real quick.
Wow, yeah, what a convenient escape.
I'm like, yeah, let me just leave right now. Oh, you weren't ready? Well, I already left, so now I'm just waiting for you.
You're so funny. Did you do anything else on the main count though?
On the main, I don't think so. Well, if I did, I'll remember later, I'm sure. Okay. Right now, I can't really remember anything I've done.
Yeah.
But how have you been?
Pretty good. So I think I've gotten like one blood shard this week on the main.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. And I ended up, what's even cooler is I ended up losing, I think, like 15 or 20 mil on the Dragon Hunter crossbow because I bought it for, I think, 80 mil and sold it for like 65
Why'd you sell it? You should have just kept it.
because I needed gear to go do God Wars with you.
I told you I'd loan you gear.
Yeah, well, too late.
This is
So,
on him.
yeah, I lost a bunch of money there. So that was pretty cool. And besides that, though, I've just been on the GIM. I've actually been like AFKing a lot. So I
Oh,
have
yes.
like 72 attack or 72 attack, 80 strength, and 70 defense now. With like everything else is going really well. And I really want to get up my range and stuff like that, but I've like been AFKing so much that I just haven't really been doing that.
Yeah.
But what's actually really cool is I got everything ready and was able to do some barrows.
Oh yeah. How did Barrows go?
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I mean, it went really well, honestly. For I haven't done low level barrows in so long. It's pretty annoying to do with such low prayer. I only have 48 prayer because I'm used to doing it with like at least 70. I think that's like the first time I ever did it was with 70 prayer.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a learning curve going into it with such low stats. I mean, my combat stats I think are decent enough, and I have the Ava's accumulator. Honestly, I wanted to do this a long time ago, but I needed the Avas, I needed the RCB, I needed the Ivans, and so I finally got everything I needed, and then I finally was able to make all the prayer potions I need. I think I have like 80 or 90 prayer potions now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's not even all of them. I can make more. I just haven't gotten more snape grass. But so I have everything I need, so it's just a matter of actually like sending it and seeing like how the actual combat was going.
Mm-hmm.
And overall it was pretty good. I was like trying to be as like stingy on the prayer potions as possible, only like trying to limit myself to one dose per run if I needed it.
Yeah, you don't want to run out too fast.
Yeah, because the way I do it is I like doing Darox, Arams, and Carols in that order, just because those ones tend to hit the hardest in my experience and like
Okay.
the most accurate, and you can like fairly easily pray against them. So I just like to go in that order. So as long as I was fighting them, I would try to have my prayer up.
Yeah.
And it was nice though. It went really well. I was able to safe spot Darox a few times and stuff like that. So overall, I think I only used like 4 or 5 doses in like the 7 KC I think I have. And what's crazy is I was kind of really lucky and not super spooned, but I did get a piece in those 7 kills, and I got the Guthan's pants.
No, that's extremely lucky. That was so fast.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty lucky because Guthan's is definitely the main set that I want from there. I mean, Varrock's plate skirt is obviously nice. Aram's is nice.
It's all nice, but you had one in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I really want Guthan's because that's just going to be really nice for if I want to AFK gargoyles for money and stuff like that. Eventually, whenever I get my Slayer up, or I mean, you need Guthan's whenever you go to God Wars dungeons.
Yeah,
because that's like the best tank gear you can get before God Wars. So it's definitely a pretty big upgrade. So that was
I'm glad
pretty
that
nice.
you got it.
Yeah.
You got it really fast too.
Yeah.
Like,
Overall,
what
it
the
was
heck?
pretty nice. Honestly, the main limiting factor is how much it costs to use the Ivan staff, because not only does it cost death and fires, but it also you have to charge it, which costs either just a ton of gold, which I just don't have a lot of right now, or a bunch of runes, which I also don't have a lot of right now. So
Yeah, you really need to get the kittens.
Yeah, well, yeah, not even that. Luckily, I've been able to sustain my death runes via doing barrows. So it's not even the death runes that's bothering me. It's all the smaller runes.
The fire?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I use like 2,000 fire runes. I don't want to go back and
Oh
buy
my
more. I really
gosh.
wish I had the Tome of Fire. That would have really helped out, but
You could go to Wintertown again.
I could. I'm almost 86 fire making on my GIM, so
Yeah,
that's pretty
do
cool.
it.
Also, I just realized I'm 4 levels away from 1,300 total on my GIM, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah. So besides that, though, I've just been running laps for the past few days. I went from 58 to 63.
Oh, yeah, Sears is
agility.
significantly better, you said, right?
Yeah, Sears is crazy good. I think you get like 130 XP for the last jump at Canifis, and you get 430 XP for the last jump at Sears. So
Significant.
yeah, quite a big difference. But besides that, I've just been like AFKing agility while doing this, and then playing on my main at the same time.
Nice.
And yeah, overall it's been going pretty well. I think my like next stuff that I want to go for is get my crafting to 55 and get my Slayer to 55, so I can one, use broad bolts, because I actually ended up using my rune bolts for my RCB. And now I'm kind of running low on those from Barrows, so I would want to get broad bolts because they're a lot more economical and almost as good. And then, yeah, and also if I do get 50, I think it's 50 or 55 crafting, then I can make the Slayer helm as well. But I need 58 in order to get the black mask anyways.
A lot of things to work on to get that Slayer helm.
Yeah, mainly crafting and Slayer, but, you know, I kind of like don't like grinding one thing for a super long time unless I get like in the zone. So I'll like switch and go do like Temporos. I got a couple levels, and then like sometimes I'll just go thieve for a level or something, just get like, you know, 30,000 gold or something like that.
Yeah, you need small things to keep you entertained in the mill. You can't just grind the entire time.
Yeah, unless it's like super AFK, like woodcutting or something. It's kind of like my vibe to just like go from like spot to spot and do different stuff.
Yeah, I feel you on that. That's kind of how I've been on my GIM.
Yeah, exactly. So besides that, just kind of been trying to keep up with farming and hunter, doing birdhouses and stuff like that, but not really. I did some tithe farm, but that's about it.
Yeah, and because your crafting's not up, you can't craft the ones that you have available.
Exactly, because I don't have 50 crafting, I can't do mahogany birdhouses, so I'm still stuck doing maples, which is kind of sad, but...
Yeah, no, I'm in the same situation.
Yeah, so I really need to get up my crafting, but honestly, getting it up on the on Ironmans in general just seems like a real pain.
It seems like such a nightmare.
Yeah, honestly, it does.
I'm literally one level away from being able to do mahoganies, I'm pretty sure. And even that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it seems honestly really annoying. So I might go to Catherby and buy like, I don't know, several thousand sands and,
oh, gosh.
and stuff like that so I can make a ton of blown glass. But I just can't be asked right now. But
no, it takes so long.
I'll probably do that eventually. I have the money for it, so it's not a big deal. But it just is going to take a lot of
I just hate having to hop and stuff.
Yeah, honestly, the world hopping really does kill it.
You have to hop, bank over and over. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. But
I wish they could buy them noted.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, there's no way they would ever let us do that.
Yeah. And before anyone goes and tells me that you can just go to the granite mine and like farm the sand there, I know. I just don't want to deal with going there. I don't have obviously the what's it called? The necklace for the elites done. So I still have to bring water and stuff like that, and I just don't want to deal with that.
It's all just a hassle everywhere we go.
Yeah, I know eventually I'll have to go there to get the sand probably, just because that's like by far the best way to get sand. But I just don't want to do that right now. I'd rather just go and buy the sand off of traders and stuff like that.
Wait till you're a higher level anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I guess that's about it for me. So if you're
except
done,
for you made a new video.
Oh yeah, I did make a new world video, and then this video will be coming out today. So we're gonna have back-to-back videos, which is pretty nice.
Heck yeah!
I've kind of been slacking on the YouTube videos recently.
Yeah,
but
I should have another video coming up before too long too. I'm doing a collaboration.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do a secret collab. I almost gave it away, but
please don't.
We'll leave it at that. But going into the update, I guess, unless we have any other updates, I don't think we do, but.
If we do, we will find out in the middle of the episode.
Yeah, we will interrupt the episode.
We have no issue with that.
But so we have the actual updates. Like I said, there's not a ton going on in these updates. It's pretty much all entirely just Nex related.
Yeah.
And by pretty much, I mean, it literally is. And so for this first one, we have an update for Nex changes and tweaks. So it says that they were blown away by how much you lot are enjoying Nex. It warms our heart to see how many people breaking into the ancient prison and beating up the beasties within.
That warms their heart?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. However, as with the new bit of content, we've had to make a few small quality of life adjustments. The following will go live with this week's update. So these are some changes, making it so that essentially Nex is going to, well, her hit splats and stuff are going to look better and more cohesive. Okay. She's going to do more damage to more players, just making it a little bit harder to mass her.
Why?
And they're also going to make it so that the final phase of Nex has been updated to be a little bit more consistent, because it can kind of get a little weird with all the people there and just everything going on all at once. On top of that, they are changing her loot table a little bit, which we'll be talking about in just a little bit. There's an entire another blog update about that.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, it's definitely Not the best update. It was nice that they did like clear some stuff up, but yeah, they did nerf her drop rates by quite a bit. They also made it so that the Zerite crossbow effect has been added to the worn equipment set bonus interface, which is pretty nice. So if you don't know what it is and you equip it, then it'll tell you right there in your equipment interface. So you don't have to like go look on the wiki or anything like that. It'll just be there. On top of that, they made it so that I know there's people, a lot of people are actually having this problem, especially in mass worlds, where almost exclusively in mass worlds, where the value of ecumenical key shards has been increased, because previously, if too many items were being dropped on one spot or nearby, then they would be deleted because they had a very low value.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you just wouldn't be getting your ecumenical shards.
That is brutal.
One nice quality of life thing is they added the dragon boots to the drop table of the spiritual mages. And so they have the same drop table as the other spiritual mages throughout God Wars dungeons, which is nice. And overall, I think that in general, I think that was a really good idea that they made it so that you can like get the KC for next really fast.
Yeah.
You know, you get like 5 or 6 from some enemies. I thought that was a really nice change. I was glad that they did that, because I feel like it's like really unnecessary going to Next to have to kill the mobs, just because like Next is such a big deal compared to the other ones. I feel like it's just like kind of a little too annoying if you had to just sit there for 40 KC on regular enemies.
No, that'd be so annoying.
Yeah. So on top of that, they actually changed something. This was actually a pretty funny change. So anyone that was able to like kind of quote unquote abuse this got away with it, but they made it so that the active blood essence is no longer alchable, because I know some people were saying that the blood essence, which gives you 1,000 extra blood runes, had an extremely high alch value compared to a lot of other items.
Yeah.
So what a lot of people, and mainly GIMs, were doing is they would get this drop, because it's a fairly common drop, and then they would go and put it in their Death's Coffer, because you can, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually put items in Death's Coffer and it'll give you the alch value for it.
Oh, I think I've heard that before, but I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, so let's say if you lose all your gear, if you die or something like that, and it's worth 1,000,000 gold to get it back from death, then they'll just take it from the coffer instead.
Weird.
Yeah, so this essentially gives you gold in a really roundabout way. But yeah, a lot of people were abusing that and got a ton of extra gold in Death's Coffer using this. So,
but they didn't get in trouble, right? Because
I don't think a ton of people were doing it. I just know some GIMs or IMs in general were really abusing it. But yeah, I don't think there's any repercussions. I don't think it was a huge deal for a majority of people, especially because I mean GIMs or IMs in general, it's really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just was kind of funny that they were doing that. And some other pretty nice changes, actually, they added almost right away, but didn't put into the patch notes until just now, of course, was some changes to the combat achievements. So, for instance, if you've done any of the combat achievements to get you your own private God Wars dungeon chamber for any of the bosses, this actually also applies to next instances.
Nice.
Yeah, so it says to do so, you and your friends will both need to be added and showing as online in the friends list, and you must both be on the same world. Only the player creating the instance will need to have completed the relevant combat achievement, and these privately rented instances are capped at a maximum of 20 players. You are still required to gain Ancient Essence before being able to enter the boss room, of course.
Oh my gosh.
So I think that's pretty cool, because before a lot of people were like, hey, can we get private instances? And then I remember that a lot of the mods were like, yeah, we could do that, but I don't know why you would want to do this by yourself. And because, of course, if you get a private instance for any of the God Wars dungeon bosses, it's just
you're
by yourself.
Yeah.
And so I think obviously there are people that can probably solo next if they really wanted
there
to.
Are people
like
that have already.
Yeah, Wooks and a Cold One definitely can do this, but it's nice that they made it so that you can do it with you and your friends or your clan.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, pretty cool. And so also it says that the maximum number of players that can go to next, like I said, has been reduced from 80 to 60.
Significant.
And yeah, it's pretty significant. Next will also hit more players. So making it a little bit harder for masses. And also Nex will no longer preserve the order of special attacks between phases. And finally, Nex's one attack delay has been removed from the Soul Split ability after her final phase. So just some more changes, making it a little bit more difficult and, in general, cleaning up the fight, I guess.
Boo.
Yeah, unfortunate. So also on top of that, though, they finish off by saying that a few of the base values, such as Blood Essence, has been decreased, while the values for all Torva pieces, the Nihil Horn, as well as the completed Zerite and Zerite Vambraces have all been increased in their value. So I don't know why they did that, but it's just, it doesn't really matter. No one's selling this or high-alking it, but if they do, hopefully this just makes it so that they don't get lost or anything on the floor, and they, tick any of your highlighters for any of your drops and stuff like that.
That'd be unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the only reason I could think of. Also, they made it so that players can now wear either a gas mask, face mask, or Slayer helm to slightly reduce the duration of the cough effect as part of Nex's smoke mechanic. So
that's pretty cool.
They did this really early on. I think they did this even on the first day, because a lot of people, especially in mass, it's practically guaranteed that you're going to be getting the cough effect. And so a lot of people were actually really annoyed by this. And so they did this as a kind of way to not obviously circumvent it, but just make it a little bit more manageable.
A little quality of life thing.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people really didn't like this change, because obviously masses are the reason that prices generally go down for things like this, for the pieces, because obviously they probably can't do it in small groups. But I can see it on both sides. Like, one, that's elitist, because obviously you want more people to have access to the stuff. But two, that also kind of messes up the market and makes it so people that do try and, farm this by themselves or with small groups, it's worth a lot less to them. So I can see it from both sides. Honestly, I don't really care either way. But yeah, I can just definitely see where other people are coming from, though.
I'm about accessibility for everyone.
Okay. So the final change is the door for the Ancient Prison will now warn players if they have items remaining to be collected from the chest. So make sure to not forget your stuff there whenever you do die. Some final changes is they made it so that the southwest corner of the duel arena is now safe in PvP worlds. And also, after tagging an Impling with the binding spell, you have a few seconds of grace during which other players cannot attempt to catch your Impling. That's hilarious that people were just going by and stealing other people's Implings.
It's actually so messed up.
Yeah, that's really funny. But that's all the changes for this week. But we do have kind of an extended changes list.
Oh?
Yeah, this is actually something that came out today. Kind of glad we ended up waiting until Thursday to make the podcast. Usually we do it on Wednesdays.
Yeah, this episode's coming out in 2.5 hours. It's gonna be rough editing.
It is. But we ended up getting kind of lucky, I guess, because there was an additional blog for the next drop tables. So for anyone that doesn't know, they've been more the drop table, like the knowledge of it and the actual legitimate drop rates have been more like coveted and kept away in recent bosses. But including this one, you couldn't use monster examine, so you didn't know what the boss was weak to as far as Nex, and we don't know the exact drop rates for any of the drops. But now with this blog, they actually wanted to clear that up and give everyone access to what the drop rates are as well as the weaknesses to the boss. So
it's probably gonna bum us all out.
No, actually it's not. I was actually very surprised by it. So if we take a look at it, it is the next drop table changes and monster examine blog. So this one starts off by saying that following the release of Nex, we made early changes based on what we observed in the first week. Since then, we've seen a lot of discussion surrounding one particular change, the loot table adjustments. Yeah, of course. To clarify,
all we care about.
Yeah, exactly. To clarify, we always make week 1 changes to Pvm encounters. This can range from fixing bugs, altering mechanics, or indeed fine-tuning drop rates after reviewing how many players interact with the content. Nex is no exception. Our data shows that players were able to defeat Nex much faster than we anticipated, and the loot table changes were made to reflect the faster kill speeds. Yeah. Generally, we generally do adjust drop rates for new content, and the information we provide in news posts is typically vague unless drop rates have been revealed. However, the big difference this time around was that the community crowdsourced data is now readily available, and you're able to get a rough idea of how things work behind the scene, especially when it comes to drop rates. So this is actually in great part to RuneLite. There is an OSRS wiki plugin for RuneLite, and what it does is it'll actually take the data from all of your drops behind the scenes and plug it into their algorithm over on the OSRS wiki.
That's awesome.
And it'll pretty much give the drop rates based on, whoever's doing the boss or any of the bosses. So for instance, if you have a new boss and people have done it 1,000 times on the first day, then you're actually going to have a pretty good sense of what the actual drop rate for all this stuff is, because if 1,000 people have this plugin and get 1,000 kills, then you'll have 1,000 points of data. So you're going to have a lot more information than you used to.
Yeah.
Just even without them telling us, just based on you having RuneLite and this plugin.
That's cool. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And so that's for all the bosses. So that's where whenever you go to a boss and it says out of 150,000 boss kills, these are the drop rates. So it actually has a really accurate data set. So they go on to say that in hindsight, we should have been clear from the start about the changes we were making and why we were making them, as some of you have rightly pointed out. The lack of detail appears to some as being dishonest. While we believe that adjusting the drop rates was the right decision, we agree that we could have communicated the change much better. So in good faith, and to debunk any incorrect numbers out there, here are the unique drop rates for Nex.
Okay.
So previously, the unique drop rates were 1 out of 43 per kill, divided among players based on contribution. And post, it is 1 out of 53, so a 1 out of 10 increase. So essentially, they nerfed it by 25%. So that's quite a bit. So it's now 1 out of 53 per kill, divided among players based on contribution. Thanks. So that's kind of a pretty big nerf, but honestly that is much higher of a drop chance than I originally anticipated, because for me this boss and its drops are very similar, at least in my experience, my very limited experience, with Nightmare of Ashihama. Because
you said that.
Nightmare of Ashihama also is a Zerg boss. You can go there with like 1 billion players and kill this boss, and it practically takes no effort. She also does a pretty decent amount of damage, and it's honestly a real pain getting to her, and it's also kind of a pain getting to Nex. So I guess it kind of makes sense there. Also,
they're similar.
Nightmare drops best in slot smash gear, where Nex drops best in slot melee gear.
Yes.
So it's kind of interesting how they have a lot of parallels in that. Also, Nightmare has one of the best in slot staffs. Nex has one of the best in slot bows. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I actually went through and looked to compare them to see if I was insane or not. And it's actually crazy because this is 1 out of 53, where the drop chance for Nightmare is actually 1 out of, I think, 600.
Okay. Why is Nightmare so nutty?
Yeah, so if we look up the Nightmare of Ashihama and check out their drop rates, it actually is kind of crazy, because if you look here, it says the drop chance for, let's say, the Inquisitor's Helm is between 1 out of 343 and 1 out of 600. So that's actually way higher, obviously multiple times higher in any situation over any of the drops from Nex, including Torva or anything like that.
It's actually really weird.
Yeah, so that's also one of the reasons why Nightmare's gear has, stayed relevant as far as price wise for so long, is because it is so rare. If we take a look at the harmonized orb, it's 1 out of 1,000 or 1 out of 1,800 at most. Oh my gosh. So it makes sense why it's still 500 million gold.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy, just, based on the similarities between the both, how high of a drop chance the Torva armor is.
That's so weird that the Nightmare is so rare.
Yeah, exactly.
Nightmare seems harder too.
Yeah, I do agree. It does seem slightly harder. Although, I don't know.
I think that it'd be the opposite.
Yeah.
I never tried Mass Nightmare. I know you did.
Yeah, I did a little bit, and it's pretty similar. I think it is a little bit more annoying in general, but yeah, I don't know. It is just very similar in my experiences. Obviously, this is like both on day one experience, so yeah, it's kind of hard to say. But as far as the Nextling, it is based on a 1 in 500 roll. it's rolled independently from the unique table listed above. And the unique table they have listed, it says only if you successfully hit the unique table, then you will roll again for a specific unique based on the ratios below.
Okay, so to get the pet, you have to be that 1 out of 53, and then you have to be 1 out of 500 after the 53.
I think.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure because it says it's based independently from the unique table listed above, so I guess so.
Okay.
But either way, so yeah, the drop chances are definitely a little bit, or the drop chance is a little bit lower than 1 out of 53 for all this gear, because it's 1 out of 53 and then 2 out of 12 for the horn, 3 out of 12 for the bracers, and then 1 out of 12 for the ancient hilt. No matter how you split it though, it's going to be a higher chance than any of the gear at Nightmare.
Yeah.
So I was still kind of surprised at how that actually turned out. And so for the Nexus Loot and how it is distributed, they say it is as follows. So if 2 players are in a room and both have contributed exactly 50% in the fight, they'll each have a 1 in 53 times 2 chance to get a unique drop. The chance of receiving a unique from Nex is the same, but both players have half the chance. There's an additional bonus in place for the player who contributed the most, aka the MVP. This player will get big bones in addition to any other drops. It's kind of funny. Big bones are pretty useless.
Someone told me the other day, they were like, oh, I got this many big bones. And I was like, oh, that's random. They're like, no, that means I was MVP. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Congrats.
It's such a weird addition. Like, why not be like dragon bones or something that's actually worth something?
Well, how would they have dragon bones?
I mean,
Nex eats dragons.
I guess. How would they have big bones? And I guess it just eats other players or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna try to figure out their weird lore. But it says that the MVP bonus provides a 10% boost to regular loot and the chance of getting a unique drop.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty cool. It says, how does this all play out in practice? Here's an example. As of yesterday's change, an MVP with 60% of the contribution towards the fight would have a 1 in 79 chance to receive one of the uniques. It would have been 1 out of 65 before the change. So as you can see, it went from 1 out of 65 to 1 out of 79. So still quite a bit of a difference. I mean, it may not seem that big of a difference, but it is quite a high percentage nerf. Yeah, it's definitely a high percentage nerf. So it's kind of interesting. Also, like I said earlier, they are... before you couldn't examine the boss, so a lot of people were guessing that she had very high magic defense, which is why a lot of people had T-bows in there. And some people were also just going and still using crossbows because they mentioned crossbows would be the boss's weakness in a mod stream. So a lot of people were just guessing to see what was best against Nex, but you don't have to do that anymore. Obviously, there's already been a ton of theory crafting. A lot of people already have answers that they were looking for, and for any normal person that's trying to go in there but wanted some solid evidence on what gear they should bring, they are allowing you to use Monster Examine once again. They're re-enabling it after the first week, so you're going to be able to go in there and check out what the actual weaknesses are. They do go on, though, to say that disabling Monster Examine did have some mixed reception on launch, but ultimately achieved exactly what they were hoping for. Loads of day one theory crafting and setup variety. It's been great watching you all figure out Nex's weaknesses through sheer brute force, and although we had intended to enable this spell with the release of combat achievements for Nex, we'll be enabling the spell next week so that you can confirm your suspicions and further optimize your builds.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be able to go and look on Wiki and it will be accurate.
Yeah, exactly. They do say that they'll consider disabling Monster Exam for new content releases in the future, taking what we've learned from the last week to help improve our overall approach. In the coming weeks, we will review Nex again to see how the fight holds up against your ultra-efficient strategies and see if her stats and mechanics are still in a place we're happy with. We really appreciate all the feedback you've left so far, and we'll continue to keep you updated as and when we make further changes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so overall, pretty cool.
They didn't nerf it as badly as I thought, but still wish they just didn't nerf it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does make sense because they did drop in price. All the items dropped in price like very, very significantly.
Well, I was planning on keeping the items, so that's why I'm like, I don't even care. I just want them.
Like, you're not even farming it, so it doesn't even matter really.
Well, now that I knew what the drop rates were, I was like, dang, I should have been staying there.
Yeah, so there's a pretty good chance that you can get some gear, but there are some people that have gone very dry. I mean, there's people that have
People in
1,
our
2,
chat even.
and 3,000 KC there, obviously in mass, and have never gotten a drop. But there are also some people there with a few hundred KC that have several drops. So obviously it's all RNG at the end of the day.
Yep.
But hopefully, well, I mean, hopefully you enjoyed this update, but probably not if you've been at Next for a little bit. Unfortunate.
Probably made it more sad.
Yeah, so I mean, good luck getting the Nihil Horn. I think that is still by far the most expensive item. Like I said, I think in our last podcast, it's kind of crazy that all of the items did sell for max cash at one point in time.
That's just everything when it's new.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a flex to say that you have the only, like, I don't know, Vambrace on the server, but I mean, that's only for so long, right?
Yeah.
I
3 days later, tons of people have it.
Yeah,
and they didn't have to pay bills.
Yeah, not even 3 days later. I think I think the price of the Vambraces dropped to 200 mil, like, or 100 mil even, like on like the first or second day. Like it was just the very first of each item goes for so much. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But to be fair, there are like some really big whales in this game that just have like so much money stashed away.
It literally doesn't matter to them at all.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have like 30 bill in value and stuff, it's like, what is 2 bill? Like it's probably not even that big a deal.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice to see that they've gone down. They are more affordable and actually in range of regular players now, so it's nice to see that I will probably be able to try out the Torva armor. I don't know about the Nihil Horn, that's still pretty expensive, but I'll be able to try out the Torva armor in my lifetime, which is nice to know.
What dramatic way of saying that?
I mean, let's be honest.
Lying.
I'm probably not gonna use an Elysian this year or the next 2 or 3 years, but I'll definitely probably try out the Torva armor.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if I said last week, another thing that I did was Corp.
Oh, yeah, you did your first ever Corp mass, huh?
Yeah, it was actually really fun. So I could begin that Elysian pretty soon.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah, right?
All right, so I guess that is going to be it for the updates this week. We can move on and talk a little bit about leagues that are going to be coming up very soon here in 6 days. Pretty excited about that. I still have been struggling this entire week trying to figure out which account I want to actually do leagues on.
I'm going to do it on my main.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do think I am going to do it on my main.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Well, I really want to do it on my GIM.
Do it on both, I dare you.
That would be really dumb.
Why would that be dumb?
Because if I am doing it on my main, I'd be able to AFK on my GIM and vice versa. But if I do it that way, then neither would get the benefit.
It doesn't have to be dumb or smart. Could just be fun.
That's true. I mean, I guess I could do that.
Not everything's about efficiency, everyone.
Everything is efficiency.
She's
wrong.
This is a video game.
She is wrong.
It is for fun.
She is wrong. And so I might actually be able to do that just because I do really want the skins on
all I
my
want.
characters. But
I'm definitely doing on my main. I may still do on my GIM because I probably wouldn't even AFK on the other one anyway. I'll probably just be 2 into GIM to even AFK. Or not GIM, 2 into leagues to even AFK.
Yeah, I honestly might do it on both accounts. That'd be kind of interesting. Actually, I don't know.
All the recolors though.
On my main, I can just buy them.
Yeah, but they're gonna be expensive for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at all the twisted stuff, like the twisted horns went for like, millions and millions, and now you can buy them pretty easily. So, and especially they get cheaper every league because you can still buy old league rewards with your new league points.
I get what you mean, but I also don't want to wait 2 years to get the cannon recolor.
Yeah,
I just want it immediately.
I think I'm going to play on my GIM. I think I'm deciding I'm going to play on my GIM in League just because it's going to be impossible to get it unless I do a League in the future. And on my main, I can buy it eventually if I want to. And I don't really even play my main besides AFKing, so it's kind of no point. But yeah, I think that's what I'll end up doing. But let us know what you end up doing on your accounts.
I might try both. I definitely want to do my main because I've been playing my main more. My main, I actually own a cannon. My GIM, I have like 7,000 gold total.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get a cannon fairly soon on my GIM.
I'll make a bunch of cannonballs if I can borrow it.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, I have 2,000 cannonballs you can use if you want. But...
Dang. I don't mind making cannonballs. I was doing that initially on my main account, and Robert was giving me grief for it.
It was really weird. It was really, if you have access to a bank or to a GE, it's really weird.
I was trying to save money, and I did save money, and now I waste so much money on cannonballs.
Okay. But so as far as leagues go, it is coming out in 6 days on the 19th. You'll know that if you logged in because it's plastered all over the login screen. But what's really cool is the rewards we were talking about. Quick refresher for anyone that may have missed or doesn't know about leagues. This new leagues is going to be called a Shattered Relics, and so essentially the relics from past leagues have been shattered by the Sage and scattered all throughout Gilnor. So you're going to get them doing a variety of tasks, and what's interesting is you're going to have all of your skills actually locked. So everything in the game is essentially going to be locked behind an amount of points that you get just from doing random things. You can get points in the game just by talking to a banker, killing a chicken, or fishing at a spot.
Awesome.
So you can get points doing literally anything, and what do you spend these points on is also everything. So originally, whenever you start your character, you're only gonna have, I think, 3 or 4 skills unlocked. I don't know exactly which ones they are, I forgot, but I know one of them is like fishing, for example. And they're not like the most useful skills, but you're going to start off, everyone's going to start off by doing these skills, whether it be fishing or something else, and then slowly gathering points. You can unlock stuff such as attack or defense or strength, and that'll allow you to attack, because before then you actually cannot attack.
That's so funny.
Because you don't have any of your attacks unlocked.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting.
I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to slowly unlock your gear, and for example, if you also want to go and build up and do bandos, then you can actually go do that, but it's going to cost you like 20 or 30 points in order to unlock that boss area. So there's just going to be more unlocking of more stuff
just
as you progress.
Unlocking stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's going to be great. It's also going to have 5 times the XP reward.
It's going to feel very rewarding. Everything you do, you're just going to be like leveling up,
Yeah, so you're just going to be like dopamine blasting out of your head for the first few weeks. And then it's slowly going to like go down. And then once you go back to the main server, you'll be empty and sad like everyone else.
Heck yeah.
So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm honestly really looking forward to it. There are...
we were going to talk about the rewards.
Oh yeah, the rewards. So for the rewards, there is going to be some skins. I think that's what we're most excited about. So for example, for the whip, there is going to be a glowing like chain
all like
whip.
Bluish teal color. It's really pretty.
Yeah, so it's like a glowing chain whip skin. There's also going to be a really cool like glowing soul vibe looking cannon skin.
It's really cool.
I think it does look
That's what
really
I want,
good as
like,
well.
the most. That's what I'm going to spend my points on first in case I can't get enough points to buy everything.
Yeah. And so for anyone that doesn't know how the point system works, the higher your total level is, the more points you will get. So you are going to be getting rewarded for just playing the game and doing all the stuff like normal. But so make sure you do everything and not just combat unless you really don't care about the rewards.
Yeah, I care about those rewards so much.
Yeah. So make sure you do all of your skills, fishing, hunting, everything, fire making, everything. So that'll get you the most points back, and you'll be able to spend those on the rewards. But like I said, pretty certain you can just go back and buy old league rewards with your league points. So even if you don't get them all this time around, you might be able to get them next league,
next year,
or at least that's how it has worked previously in the past.
I was going to ask, can you buy the rewards as you play, or is it like at the end of leagues you buy the rewards?
It's at the end of leagues.
Oh, okay. So I can't immediately go buy the cannon.
Yeah, so what happens is you get an amount of points based on your total level, and that puts you in different brackets. Cool. So like if you get like 2,200 total, then you'll get put into like the dragon bracket, which is like the top 1% of all players in the league. And you'll get the most points for that.
They could probably buy all the colors.
Yeah, exactly. So on top of that, there are going to be skins in the game. So these are going to be skins for the Void Armor set. And I think they look really good. There's going to be for the melee, mage, and range armor sets. So you can get all of them. And yeah, overall, it's just a bunch of really good looking skins. I think one of the coolest things in the game potentially is going to be the skin for teleporting home.
Where it's really cool.
You get yanked down into like the soul underworld.
Yeah.
And it looks really, really good.
It's going to be so cool. I'm so excited. And actually more of the fragments got revealed on Instagram.
Yep. More are getting revealed.
Yeah.
You want to tell them what it is?
Yes. The first one that came out like since last time we talked about it was Enchanted Jewelry. So it says all the enchantment spells enchant X pieces of jewelry per cast with full XP. Level 1, a chance 5 at a time. Level 2, 10. Level 3, 25. The next one is called Hot on the Trail. Lighting fires gives clue scrolls, which I so love. Level 1, you have a 2% chance. Level 2, you have 5% chance. And level 3, you have a 10% chance of getting clues every time you light a fire.
That's actually such a high percent chance.
That's so cool. The next one is Plank Stretcher. Chances for all types of planks to not be consumed in construction.
That's really good.
Oh, yeah. Level 1 is 10%, level 2, 20%, and level 3 is 50%.
Dang.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Thrall damage. So level 1, your Thralls have a 100% increased max hit. Level 2, they have a 200% increased max hit.
Wow, that's actually really good.
Level 3, they have a 300% increased max hit.
Yeah, that's a really good rune. A lot of these other runes are kind of underwhelming, especially because, I mean, they're skilling runes, but that one is really good because I think, like, going to places, Thralls have been getting really popular, especially in places like, what's called, like Nex or Tortured Gorillas and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely going to be nice to have them hit like decent numbers. Before, you were just like happy if they hit like 2s and 3s. Now they actually might be getting into the 10s to 15s range, which would be kind of crazy.
This next one, this is the last one that they've revealed. It's called Praying Respects. Level 1, bones and ashes are auto-buried and scattered with 50% XP. Level 2, auto-buried and scattered with 100%. And level 3, they're auto-buried and scattered with a 200% XP.
Wow, that's going to be really
easy
good.
Prayer.
That's going to be really, really good. I can see those.
I'm so excited for that.
I think, if I had to guess, I mean, obviously I don't know, but I think these are going to be tradable.
Oh, yeah, they were for
They were in Deadman. I'm not sure if they'll do that in this league or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting to see if they are tradable, because like in Deadman, the more sought after ones were trading for a lot of gold.
And some of the ones that I got that nobody wanted, I literally couldn't sell for 1 coin.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting though. It's going to be honestly one of the best ways to make money in actually no, because I think you're all GIMs or you're all Iron Man in the in leagues.
You can't use the Grand Exchange.
Yeah, so you're all Iron Man in leagues.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I forgot about that. So never mind, but it would have been interesting to see how much some of that stuff would have sold for.
Oh yeah.
For people, but either way, I think this the new Shattered Relic system is going to be by far the best so far, because previously in old leagues, whenever you did get a relic and you decided to either pick it up or use it, because before you could either unlock it or pick it up and use it, but like you would actually keep it forever and you wouldn't be able to change it up.
Oh.
Yeah, which is kind of really unfortunate, because if you made some bad decisions early on, then you'd be regretting it the entire time.
Really?
So what's nice about this one is they said you're going to be able to swap them out as much as possible. So if you do get the bones one and you bury it and you get 99 prayer and you want to swap it out for doing construction, then you can actually do that, and it's not going to be
so cool.
A big deal. And also you get obviously more the more you have. So I think that's how it's going to work, at least. So that's why they have the levels 1, 2, and 3. So if you equip 3 of these runes, obviously it's going to take more of your rune spots, but they're going to become more and more strong as you gather more of them. And that goes for not just the skilling ones, but also the combat ones.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see how it rolls out. And it's going to be, I think, a lot more polished than any of the other leagues previously, which is nice, because that's kind of what you expect. The first leagues was kind of rough, and then they kind of got an idea of what they're doing, and now it seems like
they really get a handle of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they really know what people are looking for in leagues. It has become like more of a like well done thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I know I do bash on leagues a lot, not because they're leagues, but because I'm not a fan of intermittent content. That's just... You
are, because these skins, though.
Yeah. I do like it when it does seem like it is... Well, I do like it in general. And on top of that, it does seem like it is getting more and more well done, which is always nice.
I like them with stuff like this, where there's rewards that everyone can earn. Deadman mode, like, it was awesome if they had a cash prize, but, like, if you didn't get that cash prize, there was kind of no point.
Yeah, and also, Deadman ran for such a short amount of time. It was really disappointing. Mm-hmm. I think for this time around, they are doing it for a few months. I forgot how long they said, but it is going to be a lot longer than Deadman, so you're going to have a lot of time. They wanted to strike a balance, I think they said, where you're playing it for a good amount of time, but not long enough where you're like over it.
Yeah.
So
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I think they are doing it for a few months, which is going to be nice because I don't want it to consume my life forever. I definitely want to get back to playing my JM eventually, and I
wonder how long I'll play on it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll like completely like blast it for the entire few months.
We're not going to play the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be nice to get to where I think is a good point and then stop.
Yes.
So
sooner rather than later, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be nice. But I think that's going to be about it. If you didn't like catch all of that, or if you wanted to watch a fairly funny video, there is a video by Jimmy. So that's J1MMY. So great content creator, very funny over on YouTube. They make a lot of OSRS content. They made a video on the OSRS page actually for old school for Jagex.
Oh,
so
cool.
You can go over to OSRS's page and check out Jimmy's video. They made it with people like Settled, Framed, and they had a lot of jokes, and they went over a lot of the systems in the game. So
that's awesome.
You can absorb it in a more comedic way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to be about it for all the updates, changes, and leagues. We can finish off by going over a few of the questions that we have from the Discord and from the Instagrams.
So, first up, I'm going to do the question from Discord, which was submitted by Ninja like an hour after we finished recording last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, we do record this either Wednesday or Thursday PST. So if it is like later in the day on any of those days, you might not get in. So if you are looking forward to it, then just make sure you get in earlier the better.
Preferably us before Wednesday.
Yeah, earlier, definitely before Wednesday. Earlier the better for sure.
So Ninja asked, if you could add a pet for any monster, non-boss, can't think of a boss that doesn't already have a pet, but I could be forgetting, what would it be?
Yeah. Did you want to go first?
Yeah. So it's funny. I first read this question when I was streaming, and I didn't answer, but somebody in the chat said a cow. And
yeah.
I just thought that was the cutest thing ever, imagining a little cow.
I think that would be really cute.
Another thing I was thinking would be something like from the Karom dungeon, maybe, like the sulfur lizards. Like, those are really cool, or like the worms. And I was thinking of a way, because I was like, okay, well, bosses can't have pets. Like, that's ridiculous. And I was like, that's not true. We have chompy chicks. So I was thinking it could be like, if it was introduced, they could be like, you have to finish the Elite Diaries in this area, and then it's still like a crazy drop rate because they're obviously easier to kill.
Yeah.
So I thought something like that would actually be very possible.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Worms would probably be more likely, but I went to sulfur lizards while point boosting, and they're just so cute, and I love them. Yeah. So that's why I automatically thought of those. But other than that, like, I honestly think every single little thing in this game is so cute. I would take anything.
You're thinking anything in this game, make it small and you would want it.
100%. Can you imagine a little cow?
Yeah.
You know that'd be cute.
Yeah, of course.
Or like a little pig.
A little pig or a little chicken.
Yeah. You know the little pigs in Draenor that you pass, the tiny one? I want that following me.
You know what I would really want is a little boar. They added those recently to the game.
Cute.
And they actually have little baby boars.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that'd be cute to have an even baby boar.
Oh my gosh, a baby boar pet. So it's a smaller baby boar.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think though?
I had a couple thoughts for this one. Initially, my initial idea wasn't really like fitting for the premise, because I was thinking of adding a pet for either not temple trekking, pyramid plunder, or the agility pyramid, and the pet.
I still liked your ideas.
Yeah, the pet would be a little mummy.
That is so cute.
Yeah, but the thing is, they asked about an enemy pet that's a non-boss, so I guess that kind of technically wouldn't count there, because
they just said for any monster. A mummy's a monster.
No, but you don't fight anything in those.
I would still, if I saw mummy, I'd be like, that's a monster.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good idea, but for this question, I modified my answer a little bit. So it's gonna be for what's it called? For the Ukthanki, so the the camels.
Yeah.
So I was thinking
baby camel.
It could either be through like a mini game where you like clean up the camel's pen, or just straight up for like fighting camels.
Yeah, I like that. They're really cute.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
And that's another thing that could be related to like, oh, you have to finish Desert Elite first.
Yeah, exactly.
To make it harder.
yeah, you could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that'd probably be my answer.
Our second question is from Matt. And before I read the second question, actually, I wanted to share their answer from a question a few weeks ago that they forgot to tell us.
Yep.
A few weeks ago, they asked, what's your favorite RuneScape version of a real life thing? And I said, like, Romeo and Juliet. You said Frankenstein.
Okay, yeah.
They forgot to send their answer, but they said In A Tale of Two Cats, Bob stands on the edge of the ship and says, "I'm King of Gillinor," a reference to Titanic. And that's their favorite, and I really wanted to share that because I don't even remember that, and I love it.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
I thought that was hilarious. But as for this week, he asked, if you were to make a RuneScape music video, which song would you choose? And he added, I actually made one way back in the day, 2008, to Simi Charmed Life.
Okay.
Okay, you go first.
All right, so I misinterpreted this originally, but I'm sticking with my answer because I think it's a good idea. So I think it would only be natural for you to go with sea shanty, but my vision for sea shanty is way different because like they were talking about real life videos done in OSRS style, and I was thinking of OSRS videos done in OSRS or done in real life style. And
so real people doing it, or
no,
still RuneScape characters?
So still RuneScape characters,
Okay.
but like mixed with like real life music. And so I was thinking like the beat and like the basses of and like the bones of like Sea Shanty 2, like just like obviously people have made dubstep mixes of that song already.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of that with like a more like dark and grungy and like seedy feel, and it's like in the background you have like drifting boats, and you have like characters rapping, and it's like a trap beat, and I think that'd be way cooler. And I was thinking of like people with like hardcore like accent, like English accents, because I mean the game's made in the UK.
Give a shout out to that song that you're referencing.
Man's
Not Hot.
Oh yeah, Man's Not Hot. So I was thinking someone with
we
like
could get this guy preferably
that kind of accent, and it'd be like just your regular bald bot like rapping with like boats drifting behind him and a trap beat. I think that would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
And I think it'd be really good.
What a great image to have in my head.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was thinking.
My answer is so different. So the thing is, as soon as I read this, I immediately couldn't remember any song in the world. I was trying to think like, oh my god, what songs do I even like? And I don't know. I was just like, Megan Thee Stallion. I was like, I don't know any of her songs anymore. Lil Nas X, I have no idea. And I remember the song, this used to be like my favorite song forever ago, the song Home. I think it's like Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros or something. It's some really, really long name. But I was imagining that, and it would just be little characters going on travels and just being all cute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a very different answer. Mine was just like my little character exploring, and then like maybe making their way back to Lumbridge, but taking a scenic route because that's where their home is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had very different answers here. But to be fair, I can't remember any songs ever.
That's actually so funny. Also, shout out for what's called, if anyone watches GTA 5 RP on the No Pixel server, my main inspiration for my idea for that answer was Tommy T. So you can go check out Tommy T's video on YouTube, and it's them, and they pretty much made the idea that I was talking about, where they did like the entire music video in GTA 5, and I think it looks really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be about it. So
yeah, so what are you gonna be working on this week?
So this week, going to be working on the GIM, finishing up and buttoning up a bunch of the stuff that I'm working towards.
The millions of things that you listed earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So really hoping that I'll actually get a handle on crafting and Slayer this week, because next week I pretty much am quitting playing anything else. So
yeah,
I'm going to be focusing a lot on the leagues next week. So I'm hopefully going to be finishing up quite a bit of the stuff that I really want to get done this week.
That's good.
What about you, though?
I don't have like any set goals actually. The one thing I want to do that I was working on while we were recording is being able to access the farming guild.
Oh, yeah. What do you need for that?
I'm working on Hesidia's favor right now.
Oh,
and it's funny because I'm only like 20% away, but I mean, I'm sure you all have noticed by now. That doesn't mean I'm gonna have it done this week.
Yeah.
I could very easily get sidetracked and be like, oh, I want to do this other random thing.
Shout out, though. I actually found that I had 500 extra salpiters, so I actually put it in the bank for you.
Oh my gosh, I've been digging them. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bank. Thank you.
Yeah, I just found 500 of them hanging
awesome.
out. You're going to need more than 500, but
no, I only need 600 total left to get 100%.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And I already have some. Cool.
Yeah, I just had a bunch extra. I was like AFK grinding them whenever I was just like doing other stuff. So
nice. Okay, cool. So I'll be able to finish that for sure.
Yeah. I don't know why I got so many, because I already have 100, so I don't know why I got so many, honestly.
To help us out, I think.
Yeah, actually, that makes sense. I think I did say that. I just forgot to put it in the bank.
But yeah, anyway, if you guys want to follow us on any social media, our YouTube is Bunebape, Instagram, Bunebape, Twitch, TTV/Bunebape. Our Twitter, though, throw a screw in the loop? Is that what it's called?
A screw in the loop.
What's it called? It's Bunebape OSRS. Wait, what am I thinking of?
Oh, screw the loop. That's what
Whatever.
you're thinking
Okay,
of.
it doesn't matter. I stream most days. I take Thursdays and Saturdays off, but stop by at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and come hang out. I usually stream like 6+ hours lately.
Yeah. And if you want to be included in the podcast with any questions or, just anything you want to ask us, game related, real life related, let us know over mainly on Instagram, Twitter, or join our Discord community where we have a ton of players that are, down to play together. Whether you're looking for a GIM group or just to hang out, then you can come, feel free to join. We also have bond giveaways over there every single week. You don't need to have anything to enter.
All you have to do is react and you're good.
Yeah, you go to the giveaway channel, react to the giveaway, and you will be entered. We'll contact you whenever you win.
Yeah, so definitely enter that, and we'll talk to you all next week.
Yep, thanks for listening. Hopefully you have a great week, and we'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye. Meet Merp.